Hello, everyone, and welcome to Knowledge Line, and welcome to today's episode one, A Progressive Nigeria. My name is Tony Okonma, and I am your host. Today's discussion is focusing on the aim of a very important book that I wrote in the year 2017 entitled Festival and Civil War, The Agony of a 7-Year-Old. And Knowledge Line have identified very critical issues that are the conscience of the Nigerian nation. It is paramount that we discuss the Nigerian Civil War and its lost opportunities, as most post-war Nigerians are either completely ignorant of the war or are confused by its disjointed, incoherent, incomplete, and inconclusive accounts of the few existing literatures from mostly the principal actors of the war who all told their stories to either extol their pomp and gallantries and bury the truth. These actors want Nigerians to pretend that nothing ever happened in the 1960s to early 70s. And they are happy to bury the truth by further making history teachings and studies in both secondary and tertiary institutions of Nigeria a very discouraging and non-core curriculum. Lost opportunities. Most nations have gained from their civil war experiences, but that of Nigeria is a lost opportunity. In America, the United States defeated the Confederate States and readmitted them back into the United States after 4 bloody years of conflict. In Rwanda was able to heal from its 1994 Holocaust experiences by setting up a Holocaust Memorial Committee museum as well, in memory of more than 1 million Hutus, moderates, and Tutsi minorities that were slaughtered by the Hutu-led majority and militias. Soon after the fall of apartheid in South Africa, the South African government, led by the iconic legend Nelson Mandela, set up a Truth and Reconciliation Committee that was headed by the recently led Archbishop Desmond Tutu to investigate the crimes and atrocities of apartheid. In Nigeria, our leaders want us to pretend that nothing ever happened. They want us to feel that all is well with Nigeria. But all is not well with Nigeria. The pains, the scars, the agonies of the Civil War are still there and are pensively visible, and they are emotionally and psychologically exasperating. From Asaba, in the southeast of Nigeria, to the inner eastern regions of the country, the scares and pains of the Civil War are as they were in the time of the war. Hundreds of thousands of lives were lost, and so were properties and family fortunes. However, we are all still pretending nothing ever happened. And the few principal actors that are still alive and those who should know best are continuing to fight very hard to bury the truth. In most of their writings, they treat the Civil War as just a mere entertainment, a wrestling entertainment. This is not only a disservice to the nation, it is dishonorable and it is disrespectful to the hundreds of thousands of lives that were lost to the Nigerian Civil War. Loss of growth and development as well. No student of history will be surprised or shocked regarding the stagnation and lack of growth and development of the post-war Nigeria. But kudos to the then military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who immediately after the Civil War declared no victor, no vanquished. And he immediately gave orders to constitute, both at the federal and state levels, what he tagged the 3R project: rebuild, reconstruct, and to rehabilitate project. At the federal level, one of the main aims of the 3R project was to assemble together, to bring together the core brains of the Biafran scientists and engineers who were responsible for the locally manufactured and produced Biafran arms and ammunition that they used to fight the federal troops that had very sophisticated equipment and armaments supplied by the Western powers to them. But the Biafrans were able to locally manufacture and produce their own versions of arms and ammunition that were used at the time of the war to fight against the heavily equipped and sophisticated federal troop. And they fought them to stand still for 3 good years. So they wanted to bring together these men who were mostly former lecturers and students of the University of Nigeria in Nsukka to help pioneer the beginning of the arms industry and production in Nigeria. No sooner was this committee constituted, they were met with stiff oppositions from people who should know best. And these oppositions were mostly from the high rank and files of the northern elites. People like the then Gowon's successor, Major General, then he was, Murtala Mohammed, who later became the head of state via the coup that toppled General Gowon. But he was not alone. He wasn't the only one. He had his other actors as well, people like T.Y. Danjuma, just to name very few, who all were against the establishment and the constitution of this very project, or committee rather. And why? Why did they do that? Why were they against such vision? Why were they against such laudable objective? They all feared, according to history, the rise of a second Biafra. At the state level, the story is not different as well. Even to the neighbor, then the then Midwest states, who were neighbors to the then eastern part of Nigeria, in close proximity to Onitsha in Anambra State, from the Asaba area, then, and all that. So the story was not different, even at the state levels, as I was saying. In the Midwest state, under the leadership of the then military governor, Brigadier Saibovo Obamudia, the project was the project of the 3R, rebuild, reconstruct, and rehabilitate, was met with what is tagged, half-hearted measures. If I will not call it outright insincerity, it was completely non-existent in the states of the North. Scholars like Uchenna, Anyanwu, Daniel Iweze, and Godwin Onuoha all have written very interesting readings regarding the 3R projects of the then General Gowon's vision. So you can as well pick up any of these literatures by this gentleman to have a very good understanding of what we are really talking about. The unfortunate thing is that the Nigeria of today is like the ostrich that has buried its head on the sand, pretending that its massively exposed body will not be discovered and probably inconsequential. Ladies and gentlemen, I enjoin you to stay tuned as we continue in the next episode of the Knowledge Line, the journey of our search for a progressive Nigeria. For those of you who may wish to buy a copy of my book, The Festival and Civil War, The Agony of a 7-Year-Old, you can do that via Amazon.com, or you can do that direct the publisher's website, www.zlibris.com, or via email to them, orders@libris.com. You can as well write to me if you have further inquiries or you want to understand more about all these issues. You can send me an email via ishifinance@gmail.com. Once again, the email is ishifinance@gmail.com. Thank you.